Alright, good afternoon, you guys. We're kind of straying away from the theme of my past two videos, which have been fishing, but as the channel name is JT Outdoors, I want to do everything I enjoy doing outdoors, whether that includes fishing, hiking. I don't hunt yet, but soon I'll be hunting. But yeah, anything I enjoy doing outdoors, I just want to document it. Whether that's trying new things like fly fishing, surf fishing, or even deep sea fishing. I've gone a few times, but I got sick last time. But yeah, I really just want to document my life and doing the things that I enjoy doing. But okay, today I'm gonna show you guys a new way that I learned how to cook a tri-tip. I've cooked a lot of tri-tip before, but I learned this way recently from my manager at work. Let me show you guys. So this is what I'm going to be using. We're making a stuffed tri-tip. I'll show you guys how I'll go about doing that. But got some bell peppers, red, green, yellow, some white onion, and some provolone cheese. And this is the seasoning we're using. So as you guys can see, we got the charcoal going. Let me throw this bait on. Charcoal going. Alright. I don't know if I trust this tripod yet too much. This is my first time using it. But let me show you how to do this. Okay. So basically, it's as the name suggests, a stuffed tri-tip. So the flat part of the tri-tip, you want to cut a hole through it. And it's gonna be hard to show you from this side. So how I do it is, I'll just get it like this. And you want to push down. You want to make sure you don't stick the knife through it like I just did. But you want to stick it through the fat part of the meat, and just make a hole that you could stuff all your additives. So like that. You see how the knife's just in there? Now you just slice away. No. That's a fail. Alright, cutting that out. Alright, you want to slice away. That made me really nervous. I don't want to drop this camera. You want to try not to poke out of it. Ooh, flies all over the place. I trimmed it. I trim all the fat cap off every time I make a tri-tip because it doesn't cook long enough to render down the fat. So I trimmed down all the fat as best I could. There was still some stubborn pieces. And then now I want to make the hole a little bigger than that because last time I felt like I could put more stuff in there. So I'll make the hole a little bit bigger. Not too wide because you want to be able to close it. And how I'm going to close it is with the two picks I have over there. Sorry, there's flies flying all over the place. Alright. So there's already a few onions on it, but so once you got a hole about that big, you want to start stuffing it with your fillings. So you could use whatever you want to use. Last time I forgot to add provolone cheese until the end, so I want to add some provolone cheese, even though it's probably gonna leak out. I still want to add some of it. So you just want to get it all the way in there. And I don't really know what else you could use. These flies are ruining the video. But I personally like bell peppers a lot, along with onions. So The choice is yours. This is just more about the process. Alright, and then I'll add another piece of cheese. If you see me constantly swatting, it's because the flies are trying to attack my food. Alright. I'll probably put this last big piece of provolone cheese in there and stuff it down all the way, because what I'm gonna do right here now is I'm gonna stick these toothpicks through and kind of close up the gap. I mean, obviously it's not gonna be airtight or anything. I'm gonna cut this piece off. It's not gonna be airtight or anything, but you just want to close it so nothing falls out. I'm not gonna be turning it too much. I actually hardly turn my tri-tip until I sear it. But yeah, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the last 2 videos so far. I'm still working a few things out. I mean, right now the street behind my house is pretty busy, so you probably can hear a lot of cars. But we can't control that, so we're just gonna bear with it. Alright, now for the most important part, seasoning it. This is the seasoning I like to use. You could choose to use a binder. A lot of people use a binder. I use binders for sometimes. No, not really on tri-tip, but I like to use binders. A binder really is just so the seasoning could stick to the meat. So I use mustard most of the time, but other people use different things. Olive oil. At the end of the day, once it's cooked, you're not going to be able to taste it at all. Some people say you can, but from personal experience, I've never been able to taste anything that you use as a binder. Alright, so you want to season it up. It's a pretty thick piece of meat, so you don't have to worry too much about over seasoning it. And what I'll do is I'll probably put these on top of it. I don't know how it's gonna come out. I didn't do that last time. Just for some visual appeal, I guess you could say. Alright, I can't do this and hold the camera, so I'll be back. So this is what we have going on. We have it cooking indirect heat. I put a little bit of olive oil in there to get the coal started, so that's why it's burning on the bottom right there. But once you close it, it's not going to burn. The flames aren't going to be this high because it's going to be cut off from most of its oxygen. But this is how I do it, indirect heat on my Weber kettle. You love this thing. I use it for everything. But yeah, it's not going to burn because it's not right under the flames. So you just let it smoke. Usually I'll cook it for about, oh, it's getting hot. I'll cook it for about 45 minutes. That's pretty hot. And the done temperature for, honestly, I completely forgot the done tempness for beef. Usually I don't temp my tri-tip just because I've cooked so many of them. Alright. Alright. The tri-tip's on the grill. So this we no longer need until we cut it. But like I was saying, I don't really temp my tri-tip or beef that I cook because you could just tell by the doneness of it from experience, I guess you could say. And also, if you're eating it at once it's past a certain temperature, you could eat it bleeding if you would like. But that's a completely personal preference. I like a little pink in mine. My mom likes it all the way done, so usually that's how I make it. But this one is gonna cook a little faster since there's that big gap in the middle, so more heat can get through in there. So we're gonna cook thoroughly and a little more quickly. Like I was saying right now, it usually cooks for like 45 minutes. I'll check it probably in like 30 minutes, show you guys, and I'll show you guys when I sear it how I go about that. But like I was saying, I got distracted earlier. Yeah, forgive the quality right now. I'm still working on it. I got a pretty old camera I'm using right now. Shout out to my sister for letting me have it. But I'm working on it. Eventually we'll get things smoothed out. Like, I think the biggest thing I'm having trouble right now with is the audio. Just because being outside, and that's what this channel is based off of, it's windy, it's noisy, cars passing by like right now, but you can't really control those things. You can just control how you react to it, so I need to get better at facing it. But yeah, just continue to bear with me, and then we'll get it sorted out together. I really like cooking, I really like fishing, so I think it would be pretty cool to just record myself as I do it, and you know, maybe share with a few of you guys if you watching. My last video did pretty decent. I didn't post about it on any social media or anything. I just wanted it to be organic and see the reaction I got from it, or like the, I guess, views, the engagements that I got from it. And it did better than I thought it would for having only 16 subscribers at this point in time. 7, 12, 25. But yeah, I didn't do much today. I had a completely different video planned out. I was gonna go on a hike and then try to catch some trout, but and it didn't end up panning out. I didn't end up going on the hike, so I'm cooking a tri-tip right now. I don't want to force videos. I don't want to just post whatever. I want to have actually quality content, or something worth watching, you could say. So alright guys, it is currently 8:15. I threw the tri-tip on at 7:45, so it's been 30 minutes. So let's take a peek at it. Alright, so it shrunk a lot. These are kind of burning, so I'm gonna just knock them off. But it's looking good so far. It's a little different to tell by how I tell it's done. Usually just a normal tri-tip without any of the stuffing or cutting a hole in it, you could just tap it. I'm sorry about all these obnoxious cars, but you could just tap it, and then you could tell how wow it is by the resistance it gives. Like if it's more jelly like more bouncy when you touch it, then that means it's still pretty pink. But yeah, so I had something in my mouth. Probably go a little bit longer. We'll probably check it in another 20-25 minutes. So until then, so I'll show you what it looks like, and I'll show you when I cut it and how to cut it. And funny story actually just happened. So I live, like I said earlier, there's a pretty busy street behind me. And then I was playing music right now, you know, just hanging out on her. And then a kid, I heard like these kids a group of kids talking, and there's an electrical box right on the other side of this fence, and he jumps on it, and then he looks over, and I turn around like right away, and then I see him, and he's like, "Oh bro, I thought it was you playing the guitar," because it was like a country song. And he's like, "I thought it was you playing the guitar." And I was like, this guy really had the audacity just to look over my fence and just see what was going on. But it was just a kid, so I was doing the same thing when I was younger. But yeah, anyways guys, I hope this tri-tip comes out. You guys see probably in the next clip. If not, then oh well. See ya. Alright, it's been another 20 minutes. Just flipped this lid off, and it's looking pretty good. It shrunk a lot. My hands aren't very big, so but it's pretty small. But it's alright. It's just me today. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a good sear. This side's probably already got a good, yeah. Already got a pretty good sear on it. It's getting a little darker here, but I don't think it should be too bad. So let me make sure you guys can see this. The flame's not too high, so I don't have to worry about it just getting completely black. So I can leave it on there for a little bit. But I usually just sear it for like not even a minute, maybe a minute, depending on how high the flame is. I keep noticing I stutter a lot. Well, I usually stutter, but I feel like more so in the videos. I don't know if I'm nervous or what. That's why I keep looking away from the camera, but I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it, don't worry. Alright. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty good. And as you can see, oh, camera strapped in the way. The cheese, only a little bit came out. I'm kind of surprised, but I'm glad. So there's more cheese when I cut it open. But yeah, you want to sear it. This side was on the bottom, so that's why it's a little dark and I didn't sear it for too long. But yeah, I'll go ahead and get me cutting it right now. Alright, you guys. Whenever you're smoking any big piece of meat, you always want to let it rest, because it gives it time. It gives it time for the juices to reabsorb into all the muscle fibers and stuff like that. That's the way I learned. But yeah, you're always supposed to let it rest. So this is the finished product right here. Pretty good looking tri-tip. I got the tripod set it up and my hand's about to get dirty, so that's why I don't want to pick up the camera. But I hope you guys can see this well. Whenever you cut a tri-tip, first let me put you guys on a trick. These aren't fitting right, but they're not fitting right because I put a cotton glove under to protect me from the heat, because it gets really hot whenever you're cutting anything that just came off the grill. So we're gonna take these toothpicks out. Okay. Stay together pretty well. I'm very pleased with that. One more toothpick. Alright. So how you cut a tri-tip is, you see these lines right here? So they're kind of going like this. You always want to go against the grain. So the grain's a little angle like this right here that is going along my knife. So I'm going to cut it opposite of it. You don't want to cut along the lines, but I want to give you guys a good look of what this is looking like. And just like that. So that's a stuffed tri-tip right there. I think it came out pretty good. It looks perfect, I'd say. I really like the way that comes out. It's pretty juicy. Not too well done. I'd say this is a little past medium well. No, it's before medium well. I'm not too good with all the names and stuff like that. But I wish I carved a little bit more and was able to fit a little bit more stuff in there. But yeah, besides that, I think it came out really good. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this up, and I'll show you guys what I'm eating it with. Oh, and it's gonna fall out. All the stuff you put inside is gonna fall out regardless. There's nothing you can really do about it. But oh well. So like I said earlier, just against the grain, as thin as you can. And straight down. Yeah, this trick with the glove, it's a lifesaver. Because before I would be like touching it for a few seconds and letting go because it got too hot. But it's getting a little dark out here, so I hope you guys see this well. I put my phone light on, so I don't think it should be too bad. But I'm not gonna eat on camera or anything like that. I'm not no monk things. Maybe I'll do food reviews in the future. Me and my mom always like to do food reviews and record each other's reaction, and we always give it like a rate, whatever we make something. I think that would be pretty cool. But like I said, along the grain, you cut along the grain. Oh, against the grain, I'm sorry about that. Against the grain for the tenderness of the tri-tip. It's a little more difficult to cut than when you're going along the grain, but it's worth it because it makes it way more tender. Alright, now this wasn't the best cut. I think it looks pretty dang good, so I'm gonna take this off. And then I'll show you this. Alright, as you guys can see, it looks pretty good. You can see the melted cheese in there.
Let's try again.
You can see the melted cheese. Alright guys, this is the finished product. I hope it comes out good on camera because it looks pretty dang good. This is how I'm eating it with some Mexican rice. I'll go ahead and plate that up. Alright. That is the finished product. That's dinner for the night. It's already close to 9 o'clock, so it's pretty late. But oh well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I want to do a bunch of different things on this channel. Whether that's fishing, snowboarding in the winter, surf fishing. I never gone surf fishing, so I need to get a setup for that. And fly fishing. That would probably be my first little do it with me series, I guess you could say, where I'm learning it, and if you're new to it or you never done it, then you can just follow along. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you did watch all the way through, that would be pretty cool. If you could leave a like, that would also be pretty cool. But oh well, until next time, you guys have a good night.